من صلى على محمد وآل محمد. رحم الله من أعادها ثانية. على حب محمد وآل محمد ثالثا بأعلى أصواتكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا الشمس كورت وإذا النجوم انكدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا العشار عطلت وإذا الوحوش حشرت وإذا البحار سجرت وإذا النفوس زوجت وإذا الموءودة سئلت بأي ذنب قتلت وإذا الصحف نشرت وإذا السماء كشطت وإذا الجحيم سعرت وإذا الجنة أزلفت علمت نفس ما أحضرت فلا أقسم بالخنس الجوار الكنس والليل إذا عسعس والصبح إذا تنفس إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين مطاع ثم أمين وما صاحبكم بمجنون ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين وما هو على الغيب بضنين وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. الفاتحة مسبوقة بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
یوں ہی زیست کے دن گزر جائیں گے، تأسف رہے گا جو مر جائیں گے، گناہ کم نہ ہوں گے جدھر جائیں گے، سلامی در شہ پہ گر جائیں گے، تو سب کام بگڑے سنور جائیں گے۔ اسی فکر میں تھے امام زمن کہ بے کس کو یہاں کون دے گا کفن، سجا کر جو کشتی میں لائی بہن، پہن کر کہا شہ نے رختے کوہن، یہ کپڑے بھی تن سے اتر جائیں گے، یوں ہی زیست کے دن۔ صلوات۔
My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. عظم الله أجوركم وأجورنا بمصابنا بأبي عبد الله الحسين عليه السلام، وجعلنا الله وإياكم من الطالبين بثأره مع إمام منصور من آل بيت محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وآل محمد. So thank you brothers and sisters to be here on time. We are a little running behind. But inshallah we have the time. Just to update, tomorrow is the food is sponsored, so please don't bring food with you, so don't waste the food. Tuesday also the food is sponsored, so those are 2 days, and the next Sunday the food also sponsored. So please don't bring food in those 3 days. And thank you for your help, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. And with your permission, we call upon Syed Masoom, Maulana Syed Masoom, to come to the member. مع الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي لا يفرح المنع والجمود ولا يقضيه العطاء والجود إذ كل معت منتقص سواه وكل مانع مذموم ما خلاه هو المنان بفوائد النعم وعوائد المزيد والقسم الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على النبي الأمي والأبتحي التهامي السيد البهي والسراج المضيء والكوكب الدري صاحب الوقار والسكينة المدفون بأرض المدينة العبد المعيد والرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد والمحمود الأحمد سيدنا وسيد الكونين جد الحسن والحسين خاتم النبيين أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه القرآن وخطابه الرحمن وقوله الحق وهو أصدق الصادقين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصابئين والنصارى والمجوس والذين أشركوا إن الله يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة إن الله على كل شيء شهيد صلوات. So after a 3 days pause, I have changed the ayah of Quran today. I am now reciting from Surah Al-Hajj. This surah, particularly when we are here in a society where we face not only criticism from our own Muslim brothers and sisters, but also we are in a society where other religions also exist, And Quran talks about them and also then gives us a guidance how to live with them, that you don't have to fight with them, because the last judgment belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah is saying, if you are living with them and you have seen them, the way they are believing, the way they act on their faith. So, and he has summed up in this surah, Surah Hajj, very important surah, because it talks about one of the very important ibadat, the acts of worship in Islam. These are the cardinal rituals which we have to do. And it is one time obligatory on all of us, Shias or Sunnis, whosoever says they are Muslims. And this is a tradition of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, has been continued with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and onward. So, and also Surah Hajj, on another point of view, for those who are students of Quran, Quranic studies, you should know that in Quran there are some wajib maqamat, there are places where it is obligatory to do the sujood. When the ayah comes, then you have to do the sujood. And it reminds me, first I want to tell you that the factual position of the sujood is that 4 places in Quran are, Dr. Hassan, where if you are reading or somebody else is reading, and even if the voice reaches you, it is wajib for you to write at that time without even wudu. You have to do the sujood. You have to put yourself, your head down, prostrate, and do the hamd and tasbih of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is so important. Those of you who, and that is why these majalis are there, to give you the training, to make you ready for those occasions if they happen in your life. And it does happen, they do happen. And also 11 places where this sujood is mustahab. So altogether what, 4 and 11 would make it 15. 15 places, 15 ayats. Also remember that women, my respected ladies, at certain time of the month when they are not supposed to read, salat and also not fast. So even in terms of Quran, study of Quran, they are recommended and they are obligated not to recite these ayats with sujood. And also us, the male people, we are not supposed to read those ayats in our tilawat of Quran during the namaz, because that a disruption takes place. You are doing the tilawah of so Surah Hajj in completeness cannot be recited in Quran, because Surah Hajj has not only one, it's not obligatory, but 2 mustahab maqamat sujood in Surah Hajj. So this is the only surah in Quran where you have 2 ayats where you have to prostrate. So you have to prostrate as a mustahab, because the sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So just rehashing some of the basic things here. And it also reminds me, before I go back to my topic and continue my link with the previous speeches I have been honored to make in your presence. I remember there was a big gathering of students in which I was called upon to be the chief guest in the city of Lahore. And I was supposed to deliver a speech, and before that, like a chief guest of that occasion, I was sitting there on the chair and waiting when I would distribute the presents, the gifts, and also the prizes to the students at that time. And one of the students was called to do the recitation of Quran. Maybe this would be also for us to also understand the significance. Then suddenly, bihamdillah al-aziz, that person started reading Suratul Alaq. Iqra bi ismi rabbikal ladhi khalaq, khalaqal insana min alaq, Iqra wa rabbukal akram, allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam. So this continue. I'm not going to the end, because if to the end I go, that sajda wajib is there. So you all have to prostrate. Not only me, I have to leave this pulpit, I have to member and go there and do it right away, sajda. So this is, so all Muslims, I saw there was a lot of Maulanas there sitting also, and it was an Islamic kind of a gathering for the kids, and he went all the way to finish the ayah. Suddenly the whole hall found me in the prostration. I left my chair of the chief guest, I went on the podium, I went in the sujood, and they didn't know what is going on. So then I woke up from their position. I came back to my seat, and suddenly some people rushed to me. Are you okay? Because you see, when you don't know what is happening, then Dr. Ehsan will come and ask me, Maulana, are you okay? Because what happened to you? So because they thought there was a medical issue. It was not a medical issue. It was the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to prostrate. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this sometimes happens. These are, you can call them funny and unique kind of situations, but they do happen. And if you have the knowledge, then you have to do what has been commanded. Because we have subjected ourselves by saying La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, Aliyun Waliullah, that all 3 walis in whom we believe strongly, we have to put them before and at the top of ourselves, not our own ego. We have to subdue our ego. Whatever they say, we have to follow. Then we are Muslims. Otherwise, we are doing a kizb. We are lying to ourselves. And of course, ruining our future and aqibah, the akhirah. So brothers and sisters, that's why it is significant. MashaAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you this time being the follower of Imam. Throughout the world, people are coming and joining. Some are late registration. Now people who are coming in, they would be perhaps considered late registrants, because the Muharram has started from the moon sighting, and now this is the 4th day and the 5th night coming soon. So if we are almost halfway through, so halfway through, no university accepts you, because when the course is halfway through and you want to get in, there are penalties, there are other things, you pay fine. And so here, if you want to pay a fine, pay some extra charity and funds to Brother Haji Basim, so that maybe your registration is complete. But brothers and sisters, that there is also limit there also. So after that, you're coming maybe, this is the generous spot of a generous Mawla and Imam. Even if you enter here at the end of the day on Ashur, it is just like Surah Al-Hajj. When you reach, if you have, our scholars have said, even if you have missed everything, Brother Haji Tahsin Hamadi, we need your attention here, that even if you have missed everything, but if you have reached Arafat, and that day you are counted among the Hajis. Subhanallah. You should know, Hajj is so many rituals and this and that, but we have Muslims all over have an agreement that they have a consensus that if you reach Arafat, then you are counted among the Hajis. The rest can be done, Qaza, this, that, anything. So here also, if you have reached the day of Ashur, you will be counted as the Azadar of Imam Hussain. But for that, you have to be ready to make sure that you make this intention by the 9th, because the 10th is the day when we really present our loyalties to our Imam. And that is why we are commanded by Masoomin, by our ulama, in consensus that that day we should not do any work for the worldly affairs. No job, no doctor's clinic, no going to work, no engineer, nothing. You don't have to do it. Make it a point that that day is a definite holiday for you and for the sake of Imam, not for you to do anything else. But if it is, again I said, this is a school of thought of very generous Imams and great personalities. They have given you certain exceptions. An exception is that even if you are stuck and even you want to, and you have the desire in your heart, and you still cannot do that desire, cannot fulfill your desire to be an Ashur procession or a majlis or remembrance of Mawla Imam Hussain Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you can do your usual job, but make sure that whatever you make on that day, you will just spend that for the sake of Imam's message to be propagated in the world, not for your own self, not for your own kids. So why we have to train, we have to give this training, we have to groom our kids with that too. No matter how sinful we are, just remember how sinful and the great criminal Hur was, but how was he pardoned? That was the day of Ashur. That's why today, even our ulama say, on the day of the morning of Ashur, if you have realized that you have to be on the side of Hussain, you are among the successful. Humul Faizun, you will be achieving that level of Fawz Azim, inshallah ta'ala. Salawat. MashaAllah, every pause is a new start. So I paused and now I remember I want to make it a little, maybe a little bit of harsh reminder for some people, but that is those who love, and the love always asks for hardship. You have to go through it, and you go with shauq, with fondness. You don't go crying and complaining, oh Mawla, what this, No. You have to show that enthusiasm, you're looking like you are going to Hajj. So Hajj, you are having a lot of problems during travel, in flight, while staying in the hotels and going to Arafat and going to Mina, all kinds of different things. But the more you face hardship, all hadiths of all Muslims are in unanimity. They say that you also earn greater status. Because this is what, even if it becomes difficult, and then it also there are, I'm giving you reasons to understand, ways to understand this, that in Hajj, if something happens and you are in Hajj, but you do something which is not recommended to be done, and something happens, so don't worry, your Hajj is not batil. It is not deficient, because there is a place to pay penalty. And what is the penalty? Penalty is to do that some people call do the dam. Give the sacrifice, or give a goat or an animal, will be slaughtered, and your Hajj will stay intact. So, because it stays, once you have given your nafs, and if there is a problem, then you come up with more mal, spend in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That dam does not go to Allah or to Prophet or to Imams right away. It is only the spirit of that qurbani, that sacrifice, which reaches Allah and His Prophet. So you have to give that so that you can balance your account. So mashallah, you all have not been deficient, even those who have started lating. Maybe there was a little confusion here also in terms of our times. Brother Mazhar, mashallah, has come from UAE. Of course, he has come to be with his family, which is also ibadah. But again, being family and also on this, being in this ibadah, a great virtue of our time, mashallah. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala. Some of these people whom I take the name is not purpose of any special mentioning for any reason other than that I happen to know their names, and I can, by naming them, I said Hamadi, Brother Basim has so many responsibilities that he may be thinking about a lot of things of the community. But when I take his name, I am also drawing attention to myself. So please listen to me. Even though I live in Memphis, but I am still your guest speaker. So, so give me that. Somebody was saying, I think it was Brother Intasar or Brother Farzam, somebody was saying, you are not guest. I said, look, I want to be guest, because the guest status is great. You have to give, if a guest is speaking, don't take him as a local person, come here, because it makes it more obligatory on you to come here and to listen to his effort of his research and whatever he is presenting to you. So please, you have done a great job, those who are here. But those who are only listening are not listening, or maybe they will have the message relayed to them by you, inshallah, we will have them here as well. And even the space, if the space is less, the hardship is more, Imam says the rewards are greater. Salawat. So the thinking of greater rewards, I have to just, like I said, this is second phase of my, first 10 minutes have gone, so I'm entering the second phase, and I remember in my heart the event, and also the children who are here. Who are you, Raya? Okay, so my eyes are going bad also. So you should know this is a cataract coming soon, so I have to take care of that. So I can't see. In one way, I am so glad to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is my witness and I am in the member. I cannot see a single face of these women. So that takes care of my intentions, and I'm supposed to be like that. Even if I can see, I should not be seeing. But you see me, I'm seeing. Yes, I can see you are with your hijab and everything, but I can't figure out who is who. Where is Ilaf and where is Sughra and where is, no, I have no knowledge. So this is the eye situation. So I hope you understand your Zakir has also different kind of handicaps as well. Salawat. But those handicaps hardly bother me, because I'm still doing my job, and I have to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I am in that school of thought in which our Imams so infallible, because Allah is protecting their infallibility. When He makes him somebody Masoom, like you make somebody responsible, some of you sometime will make sure that we should cover his mistakes, because we have made him the leader. So which Allah, when he makes the leader, it is Allah's responsibility to cover anything which might be deficient. Might be, I'm saying. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the whole mashiyat of Allah, ilahi mashiyah, is revolving around that person of Imam. Look at Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam is only 4 years of age. 4 years of age. Remember this waqia. These are some of the lighter knowledge which comes from Islamic history. And they are, you know what they are playing? The game which you play at home today also. I confirmed with my granddaughter, Salman's daughter, Kinaya, and she said, yeah, we do play, but we call play house. जिसको उर्दू में हम कहते हैं घर घर. We made what they are assigned. I remember, maybe it was last year, I was talking to one of my girls, my granddaughters, and I said, I took the name, I said Kinaya, and she said, Abu, I am not Kinaya. I go, I am Mom, and this Raya is no more Raya. She is my daughter. We are playing home. The play home, playing home. So you might have seen this thing happening at home today as well. Yes or no? Please raise your hands if you know about this type of game our children play. And this used to be the game of the Arabs of olden times as well. You know, as of today, I'm surprised the kids do the same thing. They take up, those are not the real things, but they play father and mother, so and they also act accordingly. The same thing is happening in the household of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the children have made Imam Hassan given the role of a father. And he is a father. He is sitting as a father, and all the kids are coming to him and they calling him Abu, oh my father, and they are saying, do this and that. Suddenly they all made a desire. They said, Father, we want to have some honey right now. Can you get us some honey? So, Asal, Shahid, like you say, Makhi in Saraiki. So, this is all the names of so, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam who is only 4 years of age, Amar Abdi Sahab, 4 years of age, he looks at a nearby tree and orders that tree, give my kids Shahid right now. Then suddenly, they all rushed to that place, that tree, and saw that from that tree started flowing shahad, the honey was coming out of it, and all kids are having the tasteful occasion of this playing house game. So what was happening? This happening was reported to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is supposed to have said nicely. He said, Allah only knows how He takes care of the words of His awliya when His wali speaks. So you remember the same way. If you understand this, go back. It is happening in the household of Prophet now. Another event which you have, if you have not heard before, heard it, let us do the zikr again. If not, then take it as a tabarruk today and remember it for the rest of your life. And it is the day of Eid, and Hassan and Hussein have not gotten anything, new clothes. And they have friends in the same mahalla, in the same place, and they have all kinds of new clothes, and they are talking about what we will wear tomorrow and how the new clothes and different gifts have been placed for us. So this is just like if you remember the Eid or the Christmas or whatever happens and how the gifts are distributed. So Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein come to Janab Zahra Salamullah Alayha, and they say, Mom, we have nothing for us. So, and it is stated they were about to shed the tears, they were about in the pain, said that we will be deprived on this day of Eid. And of course, remember, this day of Eid is being celebrated by the community by the order of none other than the grandfather of Hassan and Hussein. So the real ruler of the time is living in that house, is their grandfather. And they're coming and they're saying this to Bibi Zahra, Salamullah Alayha. She said right there, Allahumma salli. And she said, Hassan and Hussein, oh my son, oh my dear son, sons, I want to tell you that soon you will also have new clothes. And a darzi will bring, a tailor will bring your clothes to you. So, it's said, you just see, the moment was stated by Prophet's daughter, Bint Rasulullah, who is Waliyatullah, and who is also one Bab among the Abwabullah. That is why on that Bab you go and knock. And these kids who are also Wali of Allah, they said it, there was no order made. There was no tailor who was going to take care of them. But as soon as that, it was in no time. In no times means the time stopped. All what had happened, happened. And immediately, next second, there was a knock at the door. The Qulbab, there was knock at the door. And the knock, who is this? Ana Rizwanul Jannah. I am from, and I have brought something. What have you brought? Bibi is asking. Some reports say that Janabi Fizza asked that, why you have come? Says, Ana Khayatul Hasnain. I am the tailor, the cloth maker for Hasnain, Hassan and Hussein. I have brought their clothes for them. So brothers and sisters, that is, you are being connected with these holy entities, those whose word are being always protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever they say, you remember? Another thing, the Christian Rahib coming to Medina and asking for a son, and he have been, brothers, those of you who have sons, you should also be always thankful to for their presence in your family. And you should give them the best you can in terms of grooming them, giving them the training, and Asasul Islam, that is the love of Ahlul Bayt. So they should know what love is. If they don't have that, no matter what you have given them, a great car, a great bungalow, and great everything very precious, but actually you have headed them to the hell, fire of hell, which is destined if you have no love of Ahlul Bayt in. And the love itself, Ahlul Bayt love, shows the love of the whole family. It unites you and makes you strong in terms of in your mission and your message. So brothers, salawat. Every now and then, a lot of people from different walks of life and different parts of the world sometimes reach this haqir, this sincere and very kind of meager student of Ahlul Bayt and the school of thought. And what they are asking, some of them, I'm with the surety, I'm just wanted to share with you, and I say it with full responsibility, that some of them come from the Sunni school of thought. And when I tell them, brother, you have your Maulanas, you have your own people, maybe some Sayyids in you too, you can go and talk to them if you need something, dua, a supplication to be answered, and you need a son. A lot of them are asking for sons because they have daughters, so they don't have a son. And if you, some of them, yes, very few of them also have seen, some who have sons, they don't have daughters, they're asking for it. And they are seeking for some pious person. I'm not pious. My piety only belongs being the servant of Ahlul Bayt. That is the height of piety. And when they come, what I do, my best job is, and I feel it's obligatory because I feel if I do not help them in this time, they will go to some soothsayers, some astrologers, or some of the nonsense people who will tell them also nonsense knowledge, and that will take them, instead of getting a son, they will be making sure, guaranteeing themselves a place in hell. Because all those people are kazzab. Al-kahinu kal-kazzab. The one who is telling you about your future is kazzab. Don't go to them. Allah's Prophet has stopped you from doing it. So if he has stopped you, you are no one, nobody allows you to go. So that is a wrong thing. Lot of things I don't know about the Iraqi and Irani community. Yes, I know about Irani community. Sorry, I will change my statement because some of the Iranians also my dua clients, you know. And from distance they call me from Tehran, from Mashhad, from Qom, but asking for some dua. They are there, but I said, okay, go there, do this dua. This dua is coming from the book, and Imam has said, Imam Jafar Sadiq has said, if you say this dua, you will get a son. Okay? Go and do this with your yaqeen and faith, you will find it. So, says, some people are after me, they have jinns disturbing my life. They have jinns. Huh? I said, how can a jinn disturb your life? Because this happened, at the end I don't get my work done, I get this. I said, okay. Yeah, jinn is an energy which is inside you. If you want to be a jinn, you can be a jinn. You want to know when you are a jinn? Do you want to know? Don't have to fight, be afraid of. Don't get frightened. It's every one of you has a jinn. Including myself, all of us have jinns. Why? Jinn is, any person can turn into a jinn also, momentarily, not always by a race, but by virtue of his work, and that is when you are angry, jinn has possessed you. So try to stop the anger, because that anger, when you particularly, is very, very common. When you go home and you find your children, your wife, in a position of subordination, giving you respect and thinking that you are their breadwinner and you are a great scholar or you're a great man, but at the same time, when you get angry, they are the main victims of your anger. You just have everything on them. So because because this is against the school of justice, the justice, the fairness in Islam. They are your powers. You have to realize these things in terms of, if you lose Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet and his family's nur, then their shaitan puts your ego first, and that ego, when it comes into anger, plays you angry, you are at that time jinn. You have lost yourself. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam says, that Allah has commanded you not to show your anger, and no matter what kind of situation, you should be able to forgive others and not display your anger, because anger is the time, angriness is which takes you away from God and closer to shaitan, and shaitan has found the way in you. So brothers and sisters, these are some of the basic things we have to make sure that we understand, that these things are basically against the teachings of, look at the Quran says, wal qazimin al ghayz wa afina anin nas, that you have to forgive people, and also you should be able to eat up, you should be able to dissolve all kind of nature, anger in you when it comes to, because you are no more yourself when you are angry, when you are. So a lot of people have this problem, and unfortunately Muslim communities even more so, because there is frustration, there is a need to overpower others, there is some of the desires have not met, so frustration is created, and then frustration gets into anger, and the anger, then you go perhaps find some doctor to do the anger management. The anger management from Quranic point of view, from Masoom's point of view, is that you should do the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that will give you, ala bi zikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. You need to have the satisfaction of your heart. If you are satisfied in your heart, you will not be angry. So all of us have issues, but we all need to do this. And then again, when it comes to dua, Bismillah wa billah wa ilallah wa minallah. If these are duas, with the name of Allah's ism, with Allah, He who is on top of me, He who is on my right, He who is on my left, in my front, in my back, and I give myself in His protection, whose protection is the greatest, and He is ala kulli shay'in qadir. The dua, I gave you partly translation and partly Arabic. Part Arabic is coming from Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam. Because if you read this, Imam says he is giving his guarantee, my word to you, nothing in the whole world from amongst the humans or from amongst the jinns can give you any hurt, anything wrong can come to you. So this is the faith which you are there, then protect it. If you are having food and you are someplace where you have, the food is being presented and you don't know, just basic things, like when you see the nice tempting food, don't attack on it. Imam says that you should be very, very patient in eating. Lot of things, lot of diseases come from this shaitanic act of being impatient in eating food. So, because you think, oh, if I don't take it now, particularly among the congregations, this happens a lot, then maybe I will not be left with anything. Be happy if nothing is left for you, because eating less is more blessed than eating more. So, brothers and sisters, it's a difficult thing to do, but at times when you feel that it is something, whether I should eat it or not, and I'm at a place where there are enemies of me and Ahlul Bayt, of enemies of Allah, so then at that time remember your Imam. There is one dua which, if you can remember it, if the ta'am comes to you, talk to that ta'am which you are getting ready to eat. And if you have a feeling that there might be something hurtful in it and poisonous, or somebody might be playing with your health, then you say, Ya ta'amu an zarartani fa khasmuka Ali ibn Abi Talib. Say Ali, Mawla Ali, you are my wali. Just get in touch with your wali. And Mawla, you know everything. I don't know. So if food, if you have any intention or anything in it which can hurt me, I tell you, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, my wali, my Mawla will be your enemy if you hurt me. Brothers and sisters, I was in one of the meetings with my very senior ayatullahs, including in that was also in that meeting Ayatullah, Ya Allah, Salawat. Brother, you will remind me of Sheikh from Qom, Ayatullah Wahid Khurasani. May Allah give him long life, and he's a great luminary of Islam, and maybe we can read one salawat and give it to Hadiya to him for his life as well. So Allah. Brothers, it would be very unjust to only do for Ayatullah Khurasani as salawat and not remember my brother Haji Basim, whose efforts have brought this thing together with all the differences of different community. Let us do one great ayah, salawat, louder salawat for Haji Basim as well. Yes, my dear, maybe some of you would say that from the pulpit I am trying to be nice and flattering. It's not. It's my duty when I look at this situation that how difficult it is to have all people together, different mindsets, different communities, different cultures, and every time now and then people with jinns behind their minds, always ready to fight. Always not making sulh, not making peace, but ready to fight, because that ego is, and then dealing with those egos. So just imagine what is the role of Haji Basim, the head of the community, mashallah. He is just like my younger brother. I have seen him when he was not even leader of the community. But again, for all those years, he has done such a great job. Just because, alhamdulillah, if somebody asks me, I am a sinful Maulana or scholar, whatever you call, but if somebody asks me from the community, that do you know in this community a muttaqi? Allah is my witness. I will without a hesitation say, ask me, and my answer will be the same. Haji Basim is that muttaqi which this community has kept together, and the community has been kept together by him. Salawat. So we have been dealing with the muttaqin. So even if you can find somebody who is 50%, maybe even sometimes the older system of examination was that even 33% would pass. So now the things have changed, and maybe you need 60% or more, because the standards have changed also in any exam. But anyway, if you are passing 50%, like Islam says, that you, a muttaqi, a mu'min, is one who has to be adil, a just and fair person. And what is the definition of a fair person? That he does not commit any great sins. Any of great sins never come from his character. He is not known for doing anything big. And among those big things or murder, bribe, what you call zina, adultery, fornication, drinking, and also one more thing which is very important that can happen to anybody we have to be watchful of, by lying or not telling the truth. So even kitman-e-haq is also bad. So you cannot stop, you cannot hide the right thing. That's kitman, that you do it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, when it is a matter of justice, qada, you have to make it. You should be able to see what is right, and you should also make a difference by making sure that you are capable of listening to the both parties in any kind of dispute, not only one person. Because you have to, and then even the one prophet in Quran, you have seen it, when he made the decision without listening to the other party, he was reprimanded. This is not right. You cannot do this. Salawat. On the ethics and good behaviors of Mu'mineen, enough perhaps today, and actually that is the famous saying goes in Arabic, al-isharatu ablagu min at-tashrih. The ishara means the hint is better than, far better than making it more detailed version of manifest realities. You don't have to encounter this and that. The ishara for a moment is enough. If the ishara has reached any moment's heart, he and she will try to change. That I should go back and see. This is the teaching. Look at the teachings of Imams and look at those who followed Imams. And the Karbala, again, is a great place to find the best examples in human life and human history. Best example. Look at this. So I'll give you some example today, inshallah, and we will sum up, and hopefully we'll continue. I had few other things to say, but I think I was swayed by your attention that you wanted to hear. This is my positive thinking about you, that you wanted to get more knowledge about how to live of this life also, because and how to apply the message of Karbala and Imam Hussain during these days as well. So if you do this, then Imam Salam says, Kunu lana zainan, wala takunu lana shayna. You be, oh my Shias, you be zinat, decoration, good fame, good reputation for us, and don't be shameful for us. Don't make us ashamed of you, because this is how we do it, not by just moving around and making a nara and saying that I'm this and I'm that and I have done the Hajj and I have done the charity and I have given the food to the congregation and I have brought this for this Islamic center. No, this is not it. It's your character. It's your humbleness. It's your being available to the people who generally are less privileged, being available for them and to help them out. Because money can buy even people's conscience. Their zamir can be bought. So you have to make sure that you are not that person who only goes for money. Money is secondary. Your iman is best and better, and you have to protect it. So money can buy you some things. Maybe you can buy a nice sofa or a nice car. But if you have helped a real person who needed your help, a moment, if you have done the haja of that moment or momina, then you have a greater place in Jannah. And this life is only few months or few years maximum. Hardly anybody you would know who lives more than 100 years these days. So less than 100 years maximum. 100 years. So, but the life after this is forever. And you get the benefit forever. So there is no comparison. The rewards are so great that cannot be counted. MashaAllah. So look at, when you're looking, the best thing, what I always say for you is two things. If you remember now, just remember this also. For Muslims, the life of Prophet after the message is hardly what? 23 years. Is that right? I'm right? I can see your head. I can't see your face, but I can see your head. So 23 years. No, not even 23 years. If you look at the calendar you follow, it comes to only 22 years. So the lunar calendar, 23. Solar calendar, the which with we live, 22 years of life. Only prophets preached and after that he left. Brothers, this is salawat. हमारे दीगर सलावत ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह अल हलीमुल करीम हय्युल क़य्यूम. So this is the time which you get in your life is very short compared to what you will get in award. Something I was going to say, but now my pressure on my mind is with the time. I have to finish in maybe next 5 to 10 minutes, and I have to touch Karbala. So maybe Allah, His Prophet, Mawla Kainat will forgive me for not completing what I wanted to say, but I can hopefully complete that tomorrow. But let us go to Karbala, because I wanted you to see today's topic, which has been assigned to me, we should do some justice to it. If not the full justice, we should do some part justice. We are here, those characters, because these are lives of those people, those who were not born of a Masoom or Masooma. They were not sons and daughters of Masoomin. They were human beings exactly like you and me have been born. But they were the mountains of faith they had in their heart. And how strong their character was, it was due to the love they had for that Masoom of the time, the Imam of the time. So, and that love which had made them so perfect that our Imams say that every Shaheed Karbala is enviable by the prophets before Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All prophets, they pray that they should be on the day of judgment, they should be among the Shuhada Karbala. So that is such a great honor which has been given to them. Yes, brother, this is the youngsters who have recently I have seen some of the youngsters coming here also and joining, and I am hoping that next few more days they will participate more, and if they have more questions, we will answer them. We will also make sure that because the youth is not important because they have stronger body, or actually the promise lives with them, in them. Inside them is the promise of us tomorrow, the tomorrows. Our tomorrow belongs to this generation. So they have to be strengthened, they have to be properly answered, they have to be properly cared, so that they know what the true concept of Islam is and how to deal in different situations. So this application of knowledge is very important. Otherwise, knowledge, you know, Umar ibn Saad was less knowledgeable. You know who he was? The arch enemy, the one who just torched or ordered to torch the tents of Imam Hussain alayhi. He was son of a great Sahabi, and his name is Saad ibn Abi Waqas, and he has his tomb made in China. The whole China was converted into Islam by Saad ibn Abi Waqas. Is one of the great Sahabas. We don't have that standard for greatness like other Muslims have, you know. Somebody has preached and made few Muslims. So we want to know differently. We want to make sure that the fountain of knowledge and fountain of love emanates from the person of Prophet ﷺ. And if Prophet says, Ya Ali, anta wa shi'atuka humul jannah, then you have to find that fountain from the persona of Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Those who remained away, so I'm not talking about Saad, I'm only saying that this is a family of Sahaba. If you see lot of killers of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam in Karbala, they came from the families of Ashab, directly linked with them. That is why some of the Sahaba worshippers have objection to our majalis. If you are not aware of it, be aware that this is another main factor, main thing why they say that don't talk about Karbala too much. Don't they say this? No. That is Karbala is the minara of deen and the light, and it decides is the farq bain al-mu'min and and munafiq. So you have to, if you were so great, but you were still munafiq. So if it does not matter, munafiq is a munafiq. So we know what is his place in hell. So these people, knowledge, just having knowledge, having read book, there are so many Yahudis, Jews at the moment. I know few of them personally who have done a lot of work on Islam, and they're great scholar of Islam. So just because of the scholarship, we should consider them, they are great? No, they are not. They are still destined to hell because they are not following that message, because they have not found the fountain of that love and attraction which Allah has commanded. So brothers, and also in the Muslim community, if you're an alim who talks about the ilm of Ahlul Bayt and acts less, absolutely seldom he is practicing in his life, and then that is where you are kind of devastated yourself. You have devastated. So this is, remember this dichotomy should not take place. You have to be an alim. If you are alim, your ilm is respectable when you do the amal on it. Alim ba amal. So, mashallah, we are all following that when we look at it, our whole system, and that is why we also make sure that somebody who is leading, even to our ihtiyaz to the extent, leading the prayers every day, namaz, you are not supposed to be reciting it or following it by every Tom and Harry, Dick and Tom and Harry. No, no, no. You have to be making sure that this person, to the best of your knowledge, is not involved in any kind of sinful activity or violations of Islamic Sharia. So that is very important, that you, because he has to be adil. And adil is one who refrains, who absolutely does not do any big sins and refrains himself from the smaller sins. Smaller sins sometimes are like saying, like making too much of jokes, laughing too loud, being in the company of vulgars. All those things, there are some of smaller things. So you have to stay away from it as well. But if something happens, Allah is merciful. So brothers and sisters, now we see the epitome of that character which we celebrate in Islam. So salawat. Of course, we know the best name in that, the Ansar of Imam Hussain. Ansar means Nasir, and Nasir means helper, and helper of Imam Hussain in Karbala, and who gave life willingly, and they were the lovers of Imam Hussain and Ahlul Bayt. And this is one name which stands out, and that is the name of Habib ibn Mazahir. Habib ibn Mazahir is, you all know, a young age, childhood friend of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. So brothers and sisters, this is, I'm not going to get into the details, but yes, you should also know that this is the friend, particularly that one friend who was remembered, and remembered by not only Imam Hussain, but Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha, who also came to Imam Hussain and said, my brother, I see the armies of Umar Saad are coming, and more people are joining. Thousands of them are joining. It stated that it was the day, 4th day of Muharram, when Bibi Zainab Salamullah made this. So this is the day and the commemoration and remembrance of that of Habib. Habib ibn Mazahir is also called Shaykhul Ansar fi Karbala, which in the Karbala, Shaykhul Ansar. All the people who were helper, he was the Imam of, Imam means, Shaykh means leader. He was the elder of others. Even though in age, Janab Muslim ibn Awsaja is older than Habib ibn Mazahir. There is the Junada who is even older than Hazrat Habib ibn Mazahir. But the leadership which he presented and how he put them together, that I think you should know that among those people who died in Karbala before the time of Zuhr, which was around 12:30 p.m., and it was just before that, a group of people died before they got the martyrdom, and the last one who was murdered before the Zuhr started was Habib ibn Mazahir. So this is Habib ibn Mazahir, Shaykhul Ansar, and very, very confidant, great friend of, and Bibi had requested him, do you remember you had made a pledge with your one friend of childhood, Imam, my brother, can you write a letter to him and ask him to come. So we are told that Syed ibn Abdullah and some other people say that the name was not known, but was sent with a letter to Kufa. He lived in Kufa, not very far from Karbala, but yes, it was at that time, all corners were covered. Ibn Ziyad had not allowed people, made sure that some of the old-time Shias of Ahlul Bayt should not reach Imam Hussain for help. So Syed is known, Syed bin Abdullah. I'll talk about him in a short while, and in a few minutes I'll finish this talk, because I think these two will be the main persons who I want to talk and finish up my today's speech. That Habib ibn Mazahir, when he received him, a letter was sent to him, and the letter, just few words, how it was addressed, on the top of the letter when he said whatever he said, the basic gist was that, Habib, you are my old-time friend, and you know how Prophet used to love me. You know my relationship with him. So, and I don't have to tell you about that. You already are very much knowledgeable. Then he closed that. So I need your help at this time. I am now kind of isolated and in a situation where I would like to have a friend like you on my side. Brothers and sisters, Imam al-Sadusam sent this letter, and when he closed the letter, he wrote on the top of that sentence, which he wrote with his own hands, on the top of the envelope, which contained that letter, and was given to a person to take it to Kufa and silently and reach him, deliver this to him. And he said, Minal Hussain ibn, one of the reports says, the Arabs, when they would read the name of their mother, that was the time of Urwa, the Musibah. So instead of saying Hussain ibn Ali, he wrote, Minal Hussain ibn Fatimat al-Zahra ila al-Rajul al-Faqih Habib ibn Mazahir. This is you write the address, like, to and from. So it was to Habib ibn Mazahir, Rajul al-Faqih. Imam is calling him. That faqih, that who knows the fiqh, who is the great teacher of Islamic jurisprudence. He knows all the laws. Imam of the time is giving him the title of, this title is not very easy to come. Habib is that knowledgeable. Rajul al-Faqih, that knowledge, the towering personality in the knowledge of Islam. Going to him from who? The Fatima Zahra's son, Hussain alayhi salam. Our salutations to be Imam. That letter reached. Habib came, I'm just making it short, to Karbala, and he also, there are other things which are very important, that what wife did at that time. And when the letter came, he looked at the letter, and the wife says, what is this? He said, this is what it is. Hussain is calling for help. So what do you think? Why are you still sitting here? The wife says to Habib, Habib says, I am thinking whether I should leave you alone, whether I should go or not. Brothers and sisters, all history books have said it, that Bibi, that Momina, she was in Jalal. She got a little bit upset. And you know what she did? She took the head cover of hers and gave it to Habib and said, Habib, if Hussain is calling you and son of Fatima wants you there to help, and you are thinking about it, you keep this head cover of mine and stay at home and take your rest. I want to go now. I want to go. So that is, and then he smiled at him. That smile between wife and husband, this happens, you know. That's mashallah, a good tradition. He says, my partner of my life, I was trying to test you, your faith. Mashallah, you have the same love which I have for Ahlul Bayt. I have been waiting for this day. So I am here, I am. And he asked his servant to get his horse ready secretly to a point then from where he comes in. When he comes to Karbala, again, the Karbala, a lot of Zakirin and Ulama and Mufassirin Aza have said a lot of things, that this was a great moment when he arrived. And his arrival generally is mentioned on the 6th of Muharram. When he came, then Hazrat Abbas was called by Janab Zainab. And Janab Zainab said, Abbas, I hear Habib is here. Habib is coming. So he said, yes, he confirmed that Habib is here. And Habib is about to reach the tent of Imam Hussain. So he says, she said, Abbas, please hurry up and just rush to him. And before he meets Hussain, say my salam, say Zahra's daughter, Zainab bint Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is saying salam to you. You are so precious for us. Your friendship will always be remembered by the Mu'mineen, and always your sacrifice will be remembered. So Hazrat Habib, when he received this, said that he was crying. He fainted on the ground, and when he woke up from that faint, and he said to Abbas, how pity that I have come to this occasion when my Maulati, my Aqazadi, my master's daughter, Ali's daughter, Zainab is saying salam to me. I'm definitely grateful to her, and a great honor she has given. Allah has bestowed this saada to me, this blessing to me, that I am among the helpers of Hussain alayhi salatu. So he stayed there. Brother Syed ibn Abdullah, I was saying that he is the one who was a great companion also, and the one important thing which I have mentioned about how to live your life. Look at Syed ibn Abdullah. He is the one who is waiting, and Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, he wanted to go for jihad before Habib ibn Mazahir, but he was not allowed because there was some other blessing, some other big work left for him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was, and Imam was saving him for that. Then the time of Zuhr comes, and Abu Samama Saidawi, he comes to Prophet's grandson, and he says, Mawla, Aqa, can we do the namaz? Habib is gone, Muslim ibn Awsaja is gone, lot of people, Wahab ibn Abdullah ibn Wahab Kalbi has gone, Nafi ibn Hilal Bajali has gone, and the Nafi, if Allah wills, we will talk about him in the Shab-e Ashura as well, because he was a great guard who used to privately look after the life of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. But Syed is left for a moment of namaz, and when the namaz starts, and right at that time, the arrows from the enemies started coming. So, and he himself leaves the saf behind, comes outside and stays in front of Imam. We are told that on one side, Syed was there, on the other side was Zuhair ibn Qayn. When he was receiving all the arrows, and he was protecting the Imam who was leading the prayers. Oh, what a kind of a love that he was there. And it is said that the coincidence was that he fell down in the laps of Imam exactly when Imam said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When he was saying the last salam of namaz, Syed came to his laps, and when he felt that he was on the leg of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, he opened his eyes and said, Mawla, the one word he says, and Tariq has kept, history has kept it as a golden word. He says, Hal wafaytu yabna Rasulullah. Yes, this is something we need to all ask ourselves. Yabna Rasulullah, we are coming to your majlis, we have love for you. We don't consider anything more important than Hussain. We are, so, is that he is dying right there, and he's asking one thing, and he says, want to make sure, he wants to hear from the Imam's mouth, and he says, Hal wafaytu, have I been loyal to you, my Imam? And Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, yes, Syed, you have done a wonderful job. You are so close to us. Then he says, Mawla, I feel my eyes are going, I'm fainting, but I feel there is somebody other than you near my head. And he says, yes, you see my grandfather, Janab Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Oh Syed, say salam to my Jad. He has come to see you and to receive you. Then he says, Mawla, I says, now I feel somebody is coming on my right side. He says, this is my father Ali Murtaza. Then he says, say salam to him. He said salam to Ali Murtaza. Then he said, Syed, Do you feel anything else? Mullah, somebody has come on my left side. Guys, this is Hassan Mushtaba, my brother. Say salam to him. Then suddenly, brothers and sisters, my last words, if you can also shed your tears, you can invite your tears in the name of Zainab Fatima. You are the mourners of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. This is the 4th day of Muharram. You are here. If you can't cry, make yourself, your face, crying face. Man abka aw tabaka, man baka aw abka aw tabaka. If you cannot, whosoever cries, and if you cannot cry, you just make your surat, your face like crying face. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising the wajab lahul jannah. For that person, Allah will make the jannah wajib, obligatory for him. He will receive it. The last words are, brother, he says, Mawla Hussain, I'm going, but I don't know what I have a tremble in my, I have rasha in my body. I am trembling because I feel somebody is coming. I feel the foot, the sound of somebody coming towards my feet. And Prophet ﷺ, Imam Hussain says, Syed, fold your feet. You know my Mother Fatima Zahra is coming to receive you, and Mother Fatima Zahra is coming to say thank you to Syed. Our salam to Syed ibn Abdullah, who became the eternal guide for all those who loved Imam. May Allah listen to us and to you all, our prayers, in the name of Syed ibn Abdullah, who revived the Salat, who protected the Salat and the Imam of the Salat, Imam of the time. Ya Hussain alayhi salam. Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. Allah lanatullah. Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain.
سغرا غش سے چونک کر اٹھی، سغرا غش سے چونک کر اٹھی، بولی سر کو پیٹی ہوئی، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، 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 میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں۔ دیکھا آج میں نے کیسا خواب، ریت پر پڑے ہیں کچھ گلاب، چن رہے ہیں جن کو بو تراب، خون رو رہا ہے آفتاب، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں۔ ایک طرف علم ہے خون میں تر، جھک گئی ہے شاہ کی کمر، جا رہی ہے جس طرف نظر، بیویاں کھڑی ہے ننگے سر، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں۔ ہائے ہائے قاسم جوان، بین کر رہی تھی جس کی ماں، ہل گئے زمین و آسماں، توڑی جب دلہن نے چوڑیاں، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں۔ ایک بچی سینہ پہ در ڈھونڈتی رہی ادھر ادھر، باپ سو رہا تھا خاک پر جس کے تن سے کٹ چکا تھا سر، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں۔ خواب یہ بڑا عجیب تھا، بادشاہ دی غریب تھا، کیا یہی میرا نصیب تھا، بے کفن میرا طبیب تھا، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، ہائے میری نیند اڑ گئی، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں، میرے بابا خیریت سے ہوں۔ یا حسین، یا حسین، یا حسین، یا حسین، یا حسین، یا حسین، یا حسین،
یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ اس ماہ میں لوٹی گئی زہرا کی کمائی، تلوار محمد کے نواسے پہ چلائی۔ اس ماہ میں جبریل سے نوحہ یہ سنا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا۔ عاشور کا دن بھول نہ پائے گا زمانہ، لوٹا گیا اس روز محمد کا گھرانہ۔ اس روز سے دنیا میں بچھی فرش عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ کیا حوصلے ماؤں کے تھے، کیا شیر تھے بچے، وہ مقصد زہرا تھی، یہ ہے در کے ارادے۔ ان ماں سے بچوں سے بنی خاک شفا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یہ ماہ محرم ہے، یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ وہ اون محمد علی اکبر علی اصغر، وہ قاسم نوشاہ وہ عباس دلاور، مقتل انہی شہزادوں کے زخموں سے سجا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے، یہ ماہ محرم ہے یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے، یہ ماہ محرم ہے یہ ایام عزا ہے، ماتم یہ محمد کے نواسے کا بپا ہے۔ یا حسین
روح اخیل کہتی تھی دلبر ہوا شہید، روح اخیل کہتی تھی دلبر ہوا شہید، واہ حسرتا کہ مسلم بے پر ہوا شہید، روح اخیل کہتی تھی دلبر ہوا شہید، روح اخیل کہتی تھی دلبر ہوا شہید، واہ حسرتا کہ مسلم بے پر ہوا شہید، اہل دغا غریب سے ایک بار پھر گئے، غربت نصیب بے کسو بے پر ہوا شہید، کفار نے گرا دیا بالائے بام سے، ہے غریب بے کسو مضطر ہوا شہید، روح اخیل کہتی تھی ہوا شہید، واہ حسرتا کہ مسلم بے پر ہوا شہید، امت کے ظلم و جور کی کچھ حد نہ پوچھئے، کوفے میں رشتہ دار پیمبر ہوا شہید، اتنا تو کوئی کوفیوں سے جا کے پوچھتا، کیا مل گیا جو بے کس و مضطر ہوا شہید، بے چین خلد میں ہے علی ولی کی روح، کہتے ہے مصطفیٰ میرا دلبر ہوا شہید، روح اخیل ہوا شہید، واہ حسرتا کہ مسلم بے پر ہوا شہید، ابن عقیل کوفے میں بے یار و غم گسار، اہل جفا کے ظلم اٹھا کر ہوا شہید، مسرور کیا مقام ہے دنیا بد سرش، ایمان کی کہی تو دلاور ہوا شہید، روح عقیل کہتی تھی بے پر ہوا شہید، واہ حسرتا کہ مسلم بے پر ہوا شہید۔ یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین۔ ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس، یا غم خوار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین شاهب لشکر سرع گلزار حسین همچنان حیدر ماه رخسار حسین ای نکو منظر یا رویاور حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار 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 حسین یا اخی ساقی اهل حرم برهمه طفلان از چه فتاده بخون این چنین غلطان خیزو از جا یک زمان ای برادر جان رونقی کار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس جسمت ای جان اخا بر زمین افتاد روی خاک تیره چون شاخه شمشاد دستهایت شد جدا از رهی بیداد ای مرا نور دو عین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس آلیت هارم ببین دیده گریانم دستگیر کوفیان بی کس و یارم سوی شام غم روان دست اشرارن عطرت زار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس ای علم دار حسین ای برادر جان ببین اندر این صحرا ای برادر جان ببین اندر این صحرا دستگیری کوفیان مانده ام تنها دستگیری کوفیان مانده ام تنها ای علم دار حسین یا اخی عباس 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 یا حسین
یا عباس ہر دل نے پکارا یا عباس یا عباس ہر دل نے پکارا یا عباس یا یا عباس یا عباس یا عباس ہر دل کا سہارا یا عباس یا عباس ہر دل نے پکارا یا عباس یا عباس دل نے پکارا یا عباس یا عباس ہر دل کا سہارا یا عباس یا یا عباس اس نے دریا سے پکارا ہے مجھے اس نے دریا سے پکارا ہے مجھے اس کی آواز نے مارا ہے مجھے اس نے دریا سے پکارا ہے مجھے اس کی آواز نے مارا ہے مجھے اس نے دریا سے پکارا ہے مجھے اس کی آواز نے مارا ہے مجھے اس کی دریا سے چلو اکبر میرے ہمراہ چلو ملتی اب مجھ کو نہیں راہ چلو یہ بڑے غم کا اشارہ ہے مجھے اس کی آواز نے مارا ہے مجھے اس نے دریا سے پکارا ہے مجھے اس کی آواز ثانیے ہے در کرار ہے وہ میرے لشکر کا علمدار ہے وہ دل و جان سے پیارا ہے مجھے اس کی آواز نے مارا ہے مجھے اس نے دریا میرا ناصر میرے لشکر کا کمر میرا بھائی بنی ہاشم کا کمر اس کے بازو کا سہارا ہے مجھے اس کی آواز نے مارا ہے مجھے اس نے دریا کیوں نظر آتا نہیں مجھ کو علم مر گیا کیا میرا ساقائے حرم اب کہاں جینا گوارا ہے مجھے اس کی آواز نے مارا ہے مجھے اس نے دریا ظلم بے خوف کرے گا لشکر और ज़ैनब के छिनेगी चादर, इसी एहसास ने मारा है मुझे, उसकी आवाज ने मारा है मुझे। दिल से जीने की लगन छूट गई, उसके मरने से कमर टूट गई, ऐसे गम दे के सिधारा है मुझे, उसकी आवाज ने मारा है मुझे। गिर पड़े कह के हुसैन इब्ने अली, तेरे मरने ने मेरे शेर जरी, मौत से पहले ही मारा है मुझे, उसकी आवाज ने मारा है मुझे। उसने दरिया से पुकारा है मुझे, उसकी आवाज ने मारा है मुझे, उसकी आवाज ने मारा है मुझे। या हुसैन, या हुसैन।
زيارة على السريع. زيارة الإمام الحسين عليه السلام. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله، السلام عليك يا وارث نوح النبي الله، السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله، السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله، السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله، السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين ولي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى، السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا ثأر الله وابن ثأره والوتر الموتور، أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين، فلعن الله أمة قتلت، ولعن الله أمة ظلمت، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها، ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها، وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين، وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي، وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا، وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله إني بكم مؤمن وبإيابكم موقن، بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي، وقلبي لقلبكم سلم، وأمري لأمركم متبع، صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم، وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات، وإلى أمواتكم وأمواتنا. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أفضل الذكر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولله الحمد. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. اللهم صل على أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا أمير المؤمنين وأولاده المعصومين بالحق حجج الله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله اللهم ثبتني على دينك ما أحييتني ولا تزغ قلبي بعد إذ هديتني وهب لي من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة تسبقها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أشهد أن مولانا عليا أمير المؤمنين ولي الله. أشهد أن مولانا عليا وأولاده المعصومين بالحق حجة الله عليهم أفضل الصلاة والسلام. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. صلاة المغرب جماعة. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدرك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. بحول الله وقوته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن المهدي صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا، وهب لنا رأفته ورحمته ودعاءه وخيره. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد، وتقبل شفاعته في أمته، وارفع درجته، وارزقنا شفاعته. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا ولي العافية، نسألك العفو والعافية، عافية الدين والدنيا والآخرة. اللهم لا تخرجنا من هذه الدنيا حتى ترضى عنا برضاك. وصل اللهم على محمد وآل محمد الطيبين الطاهرين وعجل فرجهم. الله أكبر. بسم الله وبالله وخير الأسماء الحسنى كلها لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. عليه السلام. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إلهي كيف أدعوك وأنا وكيف أقطع رجائي منك وأنت إلهي إذا لم أسألك فتعطيني فمن ذا الذي أسأله فيعطيني. إلهي إذا لم أدعوك فتستجيب لي فمن ذا الذي أدعوه فيستجيب لي. إلهي إذا لم أتضرع إليك فترحمني فمن ذا الذي يتضرع إليه فيرحمني. إلهي فكما فلقت البحر لموسى عليه السلام ونجيته أسألك أن تصلي على محمد وآله وأن تنجني مما أنا فيه وتفرج عني فرجا عاجلا غير آجل بفضلك ورحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة تسبقها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أحسنت رحم الله والديك. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. عظم الله أجوركم وأجورنا. I mentioned some of brothers and sisters, they just join us. Tomorrow the food is sponsored, and the Afghani community will sponsor for the food like tomorrow. So please remember them with the salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And also Tuesday, the food also sponsored. So Maulana Syed Masoom family will sponsor for the Tuesday. So let's just remember them with the salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. My dear brothers and sisters, I don't like to start a second lecture, but you don't know how much spending anything, even bring water or a date, piece of date, like in the name of Imam Hussein, in the love of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. It's a big value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and eyes of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. There's so many of those ahadith, traditions, emphasis on this is just in spend of the name of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and so to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also so thank you for keeping quiet, keeping the majlis quiet, so we can focus I said with the Syed and the lecture. We need to do the same thing during the Latmiya, Noha, Ziyarah. We will request you also to keep calm and keep it quiet, so we can also listen to the Noha and Latmiya and keep the place clean. We expecting people come and visit us, so let's just keep the place clean, please. And the last request is come on time as much as you can, as much as possible, to come here on time. We start, say, the ziyarah, we start 6:30, the Quran and all that, but the lecture will start 6:45, so we'd like you to come and be here on that time. Ashura is the day of Friday, and we'll have a program. I will share it inshallah with you. It will be the whole day will be here inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أشهد أن مولانا عليا أمير المؤمنين ولي الله. أشهد أن مولانا عليا وأولاده المعصومين بالحق حجج الله عليه وعليهم أفضل الصلاة والسلام. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح، حي على خير العمل، حي على خير العمل. قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. صلاة العشاء جماعة. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر بحول الله وقوته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. رب اغفر وارحم وتجاوز عما تعلم إنك أنت العز الأجل الأكرم. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات يوم يقوم الحساب. وصل اللهم على محمد وآل محمد الطيبين الطاهرين وعجل فرجهم. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وتقبل شفاعته في أمته وارفع درجته وارزقنا شفاعته بحول الله وقوته. أقوم وأقعد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر بحول الله وقوته. استغفر الله الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا لطيف ارحم عبدك الضعيف. يا جليل ارحم عبدك الذليل. صل اللهم على محمد وآل محمد الطيبين الطاهرين وعجل فرجهم. الله أكبر. بسم الله وبالله وخير الأسماء الحسنى كلها لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. عجل فرجهم عن عدوه عليه السلام. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا من نرجوه لكل خير وأمنوا سخطه عند كل شر. يا من يعطي الكثير بالقليل. يا من يعطي من سأله. يا من يعطي من لم يسأل ومن لم يعرفه تحننا منه ورحمة. أعطني بمسألتي إياك جميع خير الدنيا وجميع خير الآخرة، واصرف عني بمسألتي إياك جميع شر الدنيا وشر الآخرة، فإنه غير منقوص ما أعطيت. وزدني من فضلك يا كريم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا ذا النعماء والجود يا ذا المن والطول. حرم شيبتي على النار. وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة تسبقها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أحسنت، رحم الله عليك. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. زيارة الإمام الحسين عليه السلام. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك وأناخت برحلك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي ومولاي أبا الفضل العباس ابن أمير المؤمنين، وسيدتي ومولاتي أم المصائب الحوراء زينب، ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. أحسن الله إليكم جميعا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.